Friday morning.
If you wanna be my
Spice
lover.
Girls. Tommy's favourite, by the way, with Wannabe. It's Felixstowe Radio Breakfast. Good morning. Tommy, you're back again.
It's a guilty pleasure, Dan, and don't lie, you love it too.
Absolutely. Somewhere I've got a copy of that on VHS from when it was in the charts.
Blimey.
I don't know where the video where it is.
Is
but when
I know what your favourite movie is. Is it Spice World?
Oh, it's a great movie. Can we do a review on that next?
Oh God, I've never seen it.
Have you not? It's a good film. I don't think it's your genre, to be fair.
You actually said that on air. I can't believe
But it is a good film. Anyway.
You have no shame there.
Yeah, no, completely no filter either. Anyway, it's not about that. It's about October.
Yes, indeedy.
What have you got for our second instalment of it, Tommy?
Well, I mean, to follow up, talking about one of the biggest 90s bands of all time, the Spice Girls, I figured I'd follow up with a big 90s horror action movie called Deep Blue Sea. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I have.
Yeah, this is just a dumb late 90s action thriller that is basically Jurassic Park with sharks, or dare I say, Jurassic Shark.
Oh, no.
And I absolutely love it.
Who writes your jokes?
Me, and I'm not proud of it, but I am as well.
You could have palmed the blame onto producer Steve there, to be fair. You didn't have to admit to those bad jokes.
In a world where films like Sharknado and Three-Headed Shark exist in the depths of movie quality, whilst Jaws floats highly on the surface, you got a neat movie like this one treading water right near the surface. Watching this with friends who had not seen it was a highlight, as they thought they could predict everything in it with all the cliches it teases you with as follows. So, for example, Carter and Susan, the main protagonist, male and female, you predict them to have a romance, but they don't in the film. You think Susan is going to survive the film because she's the leading lady of the film, but little said about that. I don't want to spoil.
Okay.
Preacher, the chef character in the film, you predict him dying at the end, but again, surprises round the corner. And you predict the teens dying during the shark attack at during the opening sequence as well, because that's usually how horror movies tend to open, isn't it? There's usually a murder or someone dies at the beginning of the film, don't they?
I cannot go anywhere near a horror movie ever. So
well, this is basically educational for you then, Dan, and to summarise why you're making the right decision.
Yeah.
It was fun to see my friends be surprised by the film, not following the traditional tropes and going in different directions to avoid these cliches. There are some nice homages to Jaws, what with the license plate in the shark's mouth at one point, or the corpse jump scare midway through the film. It's almost like if anyone makes a shark film, they automatically need to pay homage to Jaws. But on popular opinion, I'd sooner watch this movie than Jaws, because it's way more fun and the effects are updated too.
I'm not watching either, so it's alright by me.
No, that's cool. Yeah, it's not your cup of tea. That's fine, Dan. This month is going to be very boring for you, isn't it? We're just talking about horror movies, and you're like, yeah. Well, that sounds scary.
Yeah, well, as long as it sounds scary, it's good enough for me.
Yeah. So, standout character is definitely LL Cool J's chef character. Don't know if you've heard of LL Cool J, but he's an American.
Obviously.
He's an American rapper.
See, I know. See, that I know. Now you're talking my language.
Yeah, now
you're
I'm getting
my turf.
Now I'm getting you involved.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, because his character, whose name is Preacher, who sizzles the best lines in the film, he has a pretty awesome kitchen confrontation with one of the sharks that involves the shark turning the oven on when Preacher is hiding inside it. So to this day, I don't know if the shark is meant to have done that by accident or it was meant to be that smart. Either way, it's hilarious, I think. The soundtrack is pretty epic, with a haunting theme for the sharks and an emotional theme for the humans' journey of survival. The composer must have felt John Williams' shadow behind him whilst comparing a terrifying shark theme to what John Williams did for Jaws, of course. But he certainly delivered either way. I thought he did a good soundtrack. You also got some big name stars like Samuel L. Jackson, Stellan Skarsgård, Saffron Burrows and Thomas Jane bringing some scope to the film, alongside some quite inventive death scenes for some of them too. Ridley Scott's Alien was a great influence on this film, as you really don't know who's going to survive on the crew and who's not. So to close, this film is an odd choice to review for my 100th review on this app that I do. This was my 100th review, by the way.
The app, by the way, is Letterboxd. We'll give you details to follow Tommy later.
Definitely do that. But I guess if I was to go for a special movie, to me, it would be Too Predictable. Nonetheless, this movie has some dated CGI, but its fun characters, elaborate water sequences, and musical score wins it over as one of the top 3 best shark movies ever produced for cinema. So, on that note, I got to reward this movie. I got to reward it 3.5 out of 5 stars.
I was expecting you to go full 5 there.
Well,
like
yeah,
you were,
then
the way you were building that up.
Exactly. Well,
like you said, you know, your friends thinking it's going to be this, but no, something else happens. The predictability.
Yep.
All over the place with this movie.
And I'd like to add, my one of my dear friends, Jordan DeBon, who also I rewatched this film with, and he saw it for the first time. He too wrote a review on it, but it's literally 1 sentence, and I'd like to share that with you because it's very hilarious. He put, "I don't care how smart these sharks are. You cannot convince me that these creatures of the deep know how to work an oven." That just really made me laugh. I really felt I needed to share that.
That's
because
literally just the review on its own.
Yeah, that's literally his review. He just wrote about like that one because I think that's what garnered him the biggest laugh in the movie was when the shark turns the oven on with the human hiding inside it, and it's hilariously stupid. But it holds a soft spot for me.
Can't argue with that.
Can't argue with it.
Well, Tommy, have a great weekend.
You too, bud. I'm just glad it's the weekend. I mean, happy Fridays, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're back in a week's time as normal with another one from October. So, Tommy, have a great weekend, and we've got a whole 20 minutes worth of 80s tunes coming up real soon. So stick around for that.
Oh, I'll be sticking around for the 80s tunes. You know I love them.